So, we just got the final Season 2 fix patch. No, it's not the last patch in Season 2, but it's the last patch for at least a couple more months. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the title of this video and clicked onto it just to tell me I'm being too negative or being too emotional. Hear me out. Overall, this patch was pretty good. Scrolling through it on my stream, there was almost nothing I disagreed with. We saw nerfs to Anna, a small nerf to Asuka, small nerfs to Brian and Clive, and a couple other good nerfs. The nerf to Rage Arts is great. Being -18 means that everyone is able to universally launch them now, and you're going to get a lot less instances of people missing a punish because of lag. This is all great. The problem isn't what's on the patch notes themselves, it's what's not on the patch notes. When the director said that they take our feedback very seriously and that the entire team is working with commitment to resolve the problems of the game and make steady, meaningful changes one by one to regain our trust. What they actually meant by this was, we will give you 4 patches, making you wait almost a full month between each one, and each of these patches will fix 10% of the issue. And then we're gonna stop. The developers claim they won't be doing more balance changes for a while because of tournaments happening over the summer. Despite the fact that if you asked almost any professional player right now if they want more balance changes, I can guarantee you almost all of them are going to say yes. Pros are already asking on Twitter for more changes, and the patch has been out for 2 hours. But do you want to know the worst thing I read on the patch notes? They said this. Following the period of no balance changes, they're going to focus on small-scale updates, focused mainly on bug fixes and minor balance adjustments. Do you know what they're saying with this? They are saying that they feel the game is in a good spot. It's in a good enough spot that all it really needs now is just a few bug fixes and some small, very small little balance changes. This is by far the most upsetting thing I read on the entire patch notes, because it means that no, they weren't listening to our feedback, and no, they weren't committed to earning our trust back. They were lying. As simple as that. They feel currently that they have addressed everything they need to address. Maybe some of you guys agree with that sentiment, but for me personally at least, I could not disagree more. The game is still in a significantly worse state than it was before Season 2, and now they're basically just calling it quits. We had a good run, but it's time to give up. This was a good patch, but it wasn't the patch we needed. Almost none of the characters who needed nerfs were properly changed. Clive got a complete slap on the wrist with almost no meaningful nerfs. Brian's Heat Smash is now less plus on block, yay, and his charge up was nerfed, even though people are already discovering that it means nothing and you can still get a wall splat. Wonderful. But even if that wasn't a thing, what about the rest? Orang was completely untouched this patch. Alyssa got one single move nerfed and that's it. June actually got buffed. Asuka got one of her broken moves nerfed. Great, but she still does ridiculous damage. Same as June. They just do everything with no weaknesses to be found. King got no changes. Steve got no changes. I could keep going on and on. Almost all of the problems in this game right now are either 100% untouched or maybe nerfed by 5%, and that's just it. That's everything we're getting until Armor King comes out in October. But hey, at least they didn't nerf Deviljin. They actually gave him a 14-frame while standing launcher, which is just funny to me. So this patch maybe improves 10% more of Tekken 8 Season 2. This statistic is completely made up, by the way, but let's just go with it for a second. Let's say we're 40% done with all the changes we need in Season 2. The next update most likely will not be taking place until Armor King releases, likely in October if they follow the same schedule as Heihachi. And they've said that the update is going to be mostly bug fixes and small changes. Here is the question I ask you guys. Are you willing to wait? Not wait until the next update, but wait in general. Are you willing to wait 6 more months, 8 more months, hell, even maybe a year for the game's balancing issues to be addressed? For heat to not be ridiculously overtuned, for combos to not be 25 seconds long and do 120 damage, for Clive to not have every single tool in the game, for Brian to not be ridiculously overtuned, for Hwoarang to not have no weaknesses. Are you willing to wait for that? Let me know in the comments, of course, but I'm willing to bet a lot of people simply aren't, and this is very fair if you ask me. No, Tekken 8 is not going to die, not by a long shot, but the player base is absolutely going to keep going down. It's undeniable, in my opinion at least, that Namco has failed the Tekken community. Season 2 is bad enough, but that wasn't the failure. It's the fake apology, the making promises they aren't gonna keep, the making us wait months for tiny updates that simply put a band-aid over the actual issue, and then leaving us be, saying, good luck, we feel like we've done enough, all you are getting now are bug fixes and small balance changes. This is all we have left to look forward to. We as a community can only keep saying Tekken needs a win for so long. And listen, if you think that after this patch, the game is in a good spot, then all the power to you. I genuinely mean that, and I'm actually very jealous of you. If you're having fun with the game, you should absolutely keep playing it. But for me personally, I'm just left thinking, do I even want to play this game anymore? I did a podcast with Speedkicks a couple months ago, and he said he thought the game would be fine, but would just take around a year to recover fully. I kind of laughed it off and didn't exactly think that would be true, but honestly, right now with where we're at, 1 year is actually very reasonable. Honestly, a little bit too reasonable. I feel like after this patch, based on what they've told us, it's going to be even longer than that. And listen, I didn't go into this patch with insane expectations. I knew the reality. I even made a video on it a couple days ago, but I still wanted to have faith. And reading those patch notes on stream was simply not a fun experience for me. It was incredibly disappointing and upsetting. And yes, it is just a video game, you don't have to play if you don't like it. But I want Tekken to be as good as it can be. I've seen the potential of Tekken. This could be the biggest fighting game in the world, and Tekken 8 had all the right things going for it at first. We really just needed to tone down some of the characters in Season 1, and we would have been there. But now, it just feels like we're so incredibly far removed from even Season 1. And if Season 1 was incredibly flawed, where does that put us today? The reality is that this is Tekken now, and this is clearly how the developers want the game to be. We know for sure, without any doubt. So, where do we go from here? Well, like I said, if you're going to keep playing, you need to either be fine with the state of the game, or be willing to wait, potentially 6 months to a year, for more updates to bring us where we need the game to be. If neither of these apply to you, then I suggest you start looking for other games. I mentioned it in my other video, but Street Fighter 6 is huge right now, far bigger than Tekken 8 ever was. And honestly, with the trajectory it's on now, I have no doubt this is going to become the first truly mainstream fighting game. It practically already is in Japan. All of the mainstream streamers are playing it right now, it's getting $1 million plus prize pools, and if you ask me at least, the game is far more balanced than Tekken 8 Season 2. It's also far more fun. Even if you don't think you'll like it, I encourage people to at least give it a try. I had never got into a 2D fighting game before this, but I was surprised with how much I actually enjoy it. It really is a great game, with a ton of depth and an amazing community. As for me, I'm changing my content significantly. I'll still be making Tekken videos, but I'm going to be focusing far more on the in-depth, long-form video essays I've been doing recently, covering the older Tekken games, or whatever else I want to talk about, along with expanding my content to now include Street Fighter 6 videos. I don't have much interest in playing Tekken 8 right now, and I especially don't have any interest in making content for it. I might still stream the game to hang out with you guys, that's always a very enjoyable experience, and maybe I'll pick up Clive or Hwoarang or Brian and just mash buttons for free wins in Ranked. But besides that, I'm just kind of done. I'm done putting any emotional investment into this game, and I'm done waiting for a patch that will never come. This patch has made me lose faith in Tekken 8. And again, it's just really sad to be at this point now. Maybe I'm wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong. Maybe they'll double down, they'll see the community's negative feedback, and they'll give us another patch that fixes these issues. If they do, I will be very positive. I will be there day one to support the series, because again, Tekken is a series that I really love. I have nothing to gain by being negative about Tekken 8 on purpose. I literally said I'm stopping making content on the whole game my channel is based around. I want Tekken 8 to be the best it can be, and if I believe it has no chance of being that, I have no incentive to stick around. I'm sorry to all of you guys who have invested a ton of time in Tekken 8 and have kept waiting for things to get better. I'm especially sorry to any professional players who rely purely on this game to make a living and thus will be forced to continue playing even though they don't agree with the state of the game. These guys are in a really rough situation. To those who think this patch is fine, again, that is great and I am very happy for you. I'm glad you enjoy this game in its current state. But don't be surprised when a lot of people start leaving after this update, because that's really the only thing I see happening here. We're tired of waiting, and a lot of us are gonna stop. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this whole video. Definitely a rough one for me to make. Make sure to let me know in the comments how you feel about this. Do you feel like people are overreacting and it's fine? Or are you in the same boat as me? You think it's a good patch overall, but it just shows how tone deaf the developers are when it comes to actually addressing the issue? Let me know. I'll be down there chatting with you guys as always. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.